From jump scares to possible scary stories and more, join me as I reveal to you some ghost videos that will freak you out. Number 4. St. Charles Hotel. Located in Carson City, Nevada, two guys went and checked out the hotel known as the St. Charles Hotel. The place has been alleged to be very haunted, and so is obviously a prime spot for ghost hunters like these to go and get their groove on, or haunt on, or however they like to say it. Anyway, the hotel has a lot of history, mainly in that it's been active for over 150 years, and thus is almost bound to have at least one thing go wrong in it. The St. Charles Hotel has been said to have several bad things happen in it, and thus might just be haunted. Sure enough, when the guys arrive, they're almost immediately met with some activity, including after leaving a room, they hear something fall from that same room. But when they go back to look for it, they can't find it at all. They can't even find something that remotely looks like metal. So, what exactly fell? Not sure of what happened, they continued on in search for some more signs of ghosts, including in certain rooms where people claim to have seen spirits from as far back as the 1800s, which would indeed be quite the haunting if it were true, which I'm sure some people will think after one of the guys claims to have been touched by the ghost of the room. And a person even upped the contrast of the room to show a pale apparition gliding outside the window. The guy who did the adjusting claimed that he didn't make any other adjustments, but you decide. Speaking of which, after leaving the room, it appears that something is in the bathroom right next door and leaves from sight of the camera upon the door closing. It's in the same vein of the thing found outside the window. So you tell me, is it real or fake? Before you say it's real, do note one thing. These kinds of ghost hunter shows are infamous for making things seem haunted, but not actually finding anything. That's why you're not supposed to believe everything you see on TV or on the internet. Still, I'll let you decide. Number 3, dolls. What is it about dolls that makes everyone freak out? I mean, for every Barbie and Chatty Cathy, I pray some of you know who that is, we have something like, I don't know, Annabelle, or that doll from the Twilight Zone, which was basically Annabelle, just saying. Or that one doll from Toy Story 4 that was evil. Anyway, when it comes to the older dolls, there's no doubt that some of them can be downright freaky, and not in the fun way. So what better idea is there for a group of young girls to go and confront a doll that their grandmothers say is scary, and then try to summon the devil? Wait, they did what? Who raised these kids? Who even gave them that idea? No, really, this is messed up, because not only did that thought go into their head, they actually tried to do it. They lit candles, they did a seance or whatnot, and then tried to invoke the devil's name to summon him, and then it appears as though the doll talked. Which of course freaked them out and sent them screaming, and I bet they went to church every Sunday without fail after that. Seriously, there is so much that is wrong with that video, I can't even tell it all to you. But if I was that doll and I woke up after being summoned and those girls freaked out, my first words would be, "Hello, you summoned me here, remember?" Number 2, Rodney, Mississippi. Okay, going now to a duo who actually appears to know what they're doing. For their ghost hunting show, they went to a small haunted town called Rodney, Mississippi. The town itself is not in good shape and is in deep parts of the Mississippi countryside. Because of its age, the decay all around it, it's believed to be extremely haunted. Now you might be wondering why this ghost town was abandoned. Well, it wasn't for the reason you expected. The area is known for heavy flooding. And sure enough, when the guys went down to the town, they were seeing flooding over a mile away from the site itself, which should further show why the place no longer has people and is in serious decay. As they explored the ghost town, they had many potential encounters, including seeing something in the flooded waters that appeared to have ducked out of sight, noises from a church rumored to be very haunted, and then an encounter with something on the stairs that left them feeling both a breeze and heat in their chests. After that encounter, they did a light sweep of the town and left. Number 1, ambulance. In Mexico, there's a story of a woman who died on a stretch of road. It stated specifically that she passed away just as the ambulance that was going to try and rescue her got there. Sadly, this happens more than you think, but that's not the haunting. And I'll argue that this is the most compelling video of the lot. You see, a grave marker was left on the road to honor this woman, and if you were to pass by this marker and you had your radio turned to 690 AM, you'll find that there's a signal interference. That can be explained in a lot of ways, you might say. And you'd be right. But it's what's played when the interference comes that's of note. Mainly, if you pass by the marker with the radio on that channel, the sound of an ambulance will play over the radio. Now, the next thing you might be thinking is, oh, right, this is one of those friend of a friend stories that no one has actually tested, right? Usually I'd say that is the case, but it's not. In fact, there are multiple videos from multiple users who have been confirmed to have gone down this road with that radio station on and have heard this ambulance breaking up their transmission. And it's only when they pass the grave marker of the woman who allegedly died before the ambulance could save her. If it was just one person, you could count it out as a hoax or editing. But with multiple people hearing this, that's a different story, and just as important, that'd be a pretty big hoax to try and pull off. Now, that's not to say that this isn't a hoax in some fashion, but it's definitely something that makes you think. And there you have it, a look at some ghost videos and why they just might scare you to the bone. Do you believe that these ghost stories are real? Do you think these people honestly saw or felt something that they couldn't explain? Which of these ones really freaked you out? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the channel.